Life is predictable and it's unpredictable, and not in a good way, because people like unpredictability, right? At least some people do, because they like gambling. I mean, my dad used to gamble all the time. I don't know, I didn't ever watch him do it, and I've never done it, but he used to do it. And I used to see all these posters on his wall, like him, like writing, like on his computer and printing it out saying, no more betting, no more betting. It must have been an addiction for him. He never spoke to me about it, but I've seen pictures on his wall about it. But some people get addicted to the unpredictability of, stuff like gambling, because they can, sometimes that unpredictability leads to a lot of wins, like money, and that leads to dopamine. Like I said, I've never gambled in my life, and I probably most likely never will, because it's an addiction, right? But life is predictable and is unpredictable, and not in good ways. Not like gambling, not like the lottery. I mean, yeah, I think it's like a 1 in a 12 million chance that you're gonna win the lottery, right? And so many people fucking put their hopes on that shit, and obviously they never get anything. I don't see the point in that. The chances of you winning anything is so low. But life is predictable and unpredictable. How is life predictable? It's predictable in the fact that most people will do the same things in life. They will have the same kind of life. They will go to school, they will work a job, they will have suffering and struggles in life, and they will live to a certain age. They will have a certain number of kids. They will do all this bullshit, and they will die. And their lives pretty much mean nothing. Well, not to like diss them, but nobody's life means nothing, to be honest with you, because all our lives are meaningless, and we didn't need to be born at all, so it's all pointless. Especially the bad things in life. Of course, I like the good things in life and I value that, but the bad things in life are predictable and the meaningless. We don't want bad things to happen. We want good things to happen. But life is predictable in the fact that bad things happen. It's unpredictable in the fact that you don't know what bad things could happen to you. You don't know what bad things could happen to you in your lifetime, because you can't control the people you come into contact with in this world and the situations that you're born into. You have no control over that. You can only control it like with as like how much money you have. And money's hard to get in this world. Well, it's not hard to get, but it's hard to get a lot of money. It's hard to be rich, I'd say. Or it's difficult. Most people won't be rich, they'll be working a job. And there's nothing wrong with working a job, even though it sucks and it's slavery. Some people like it, but there's nothing wrong with that. I mean, in my opinion, the only thing that's wrong is hurting people and birthing people. That's it. Whatever else you want to do with your life, do it. There's nothing wrong with it. But even if there's nothing wrong with it, that doesn't mean that it doesn't suck. And it does suck. And that's a predictable part of life, working a job. Most people are going to work a job and they're going to retire at an old age. And yeah, it's gonna be they're gonna be slaves to money for most of their lives, just working for money, for a stupid piece of paper. That's what you need to survive in this world, a stupid human-made piece of paper with some dead person's face on it that you don't even give a fuck about. All this dumb bullshit in this stupid world. But that's what makes life predictable. We're all gonna do the same things because society is structured that way, so that we do the same things and that we don't break the laws and shit. But people break the laws all the time, so the laws are kind of obsolete and meaningless because people break it all the time, and not only do they break it, but they get away with it. It's like the law don't care. So fuck the law, fuck this dumb world, this predictable world, this boring world. A lot of the time life is boring and very predictable. And I mean, yeah, life is predictable and unpredictable. Like I said, it's unpredictable in the fact that you don't know what's gonna happen to you in the next day, the next week, month, years, decades. You don't know what could happen to you, like bad things or good things even. You don't know. You can't predict that. You're not a psychic. You don't have a crystal ball. All you can do is just respond to what happens to you, hopefully with indifference, and just move on in your life, because life throws curveballs and a lot of suffering and bullshit and meaningless pain. And you're gonna have to deal with it, unfortunately, because that's just the way life is. Or you might not get that much pain thrown at you in this life, you know? You might be lucky like that. That's an outcome as well, you know? That's why life is predictable. I mean, there's only two options here. Either bad things happen or good things happen or nothing happens. Your life is pretty much boring. There's only three options actually. Good, bad, or nothing. You know, life that's how life is predictable. It's not like you're gonna fucking go to Mars one day, you know, not in our lifetime, I bet. But even if you did, I mean, is that gonna be awesome? I mean, maybe, but there's still problems in life, you know? You might die on the space ride there. You don't know, you know? But yeah, I mean, life is predictable and unpredictable, but the thing is, we didn't ask to go through any of this predictability or unpredictability. And I don't know which one life is more. Is it more predictable or unpredictable? I'd say it's more predictable, to be honest, because we already know human behavior is absolute garbage and selfish and evil and indifferent and ignorant. And life doesn't change. People have the same problems now that they had thousands of years ago. That's the thing. Human beings aren't fixing their problems by reproducing. They're just making problems for another person that didn't have any problems. Do you know how you fix problems? You don't make them in the first place, which is by not reproducing. That's how you fix problems. You can fix problems in life. Like you can maybe get treatment for a health condition. You can use money to improve your living situation and move to a better neighborhood. You can get better at getting laid. I don't know, or you can pay for sex. You can get a better social circle around you. But there's always going to be a problem in life, even if it's a minor one. You know, almost always. That's how life is predictable in that way. You know, it's just unpredictable in the fact that you don't know what good or bad things could happen in your life to you or those that you care about. Um, but yeah, what I was just saying before that, people have the same problems they had now that they had thousands of years ago since the beginning of humanity, you know, because human beings don't change and life doesn't change. I don't think humans will ever be powerful enough to like create technology to defeat life and its problems and have no emotional or mental or physical suffering. There's always suffering and problems in life, always. But there's no suffering and no problems in non existence for someone who's unborn or someone who's dead. So that's how you actually fix problems, guys. You don't have kids. It's very simple. Then at least you fix problems for that person. That person that's never going to be born, they're never going to have any problems. So you just saved them a world of pain, you know, pretty much. Basically, you did. Because life is pain a lot of the time. Or is suffering, you know, even if it's not painful, it's still you're still gonna suffer in some way. You still could go without something in this world, whether it be sex or food or emotional needs or whatever, because that's the way life is, and it sucks. Because life equals problems, you know, but non-existence equals no problems and no pleasure as well. But when you don't exist, you don't need anything good. You don't need anything good, and you don't need to be protected from anything bad. You don't need to avoid anything bad when you don't exist. So just remember this, our lives will be over one day, and then we will have no more problems, and we'll rest in peace, I hope, you know? And we'll never come back to this retarded existence, dimension, realm, hellscape, whatever it is, because life equals problems. So yeah, that's why life is predictable and unpredictable.